experience with Jafra products. Isn't it wonderful to meet out into the world other people that love Jafra just as much as you do? Right? Isn't it such a treat? And to have that exchange and to learn from one another is just amazing. So when I started working with him, it was so wonderful to discover that he was just as passionate about the skincare as he was the color, because really that is the marriage. That is the key to unlocking higher levels of sales, because you can compound on top of your skincare business, right? So as we go through this process, he will speak to exactly that so we can tie in the two categories together.
Okay, girls. The most important, you need to have the very organized your table, very clean. That give us a more, ¿cómo se dice? Confianza. Confidence, okay, to the client. So the nails, the hands, very clean, and you breathe, because we stay very, very together with the client. And perfume, fragrance, okay? All the time Jafra fragrance. No other ones, huh? Okay, so we clean with the micellar water all the face, because this product erases the DNA of all the products. I don't know this girl, no? Maybe she do the makeup with Revlon in the morning. So this chemical product doesn't work with my product, okay? Micellar water is obligatory to erase the DNA of the other product. So we make, yes, let's start. Very soft. Exactly. The micellar water of us is very good formula, because it's not greasy. Do you feel?
Yes.
It's not greasy, it's humid. Yes? If you have a makeup eyeliner, it's perfect for the race. More than the other products do, huh? If you have some eyelashes or mascara waterproof, it's perfect. The makeup remover, it's perfect. But with the micellar water, for us, is the agua bendita, ¿cómo se dice?
Holy water.
It's what holy water. Yes, really.
Holy water.
Yes, it's with holy water. Exactly.
And remember, it's a no rinse formula.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're with your clients, this is again something to speak to. Personally, for me, I never used micellar water until Jafra launched one, and I cannot live without it.
Right.
Because I have lazy days just as much as anybody else, and when we're working late and I come home, I don't want cold water on my face. I just take the micellar water and remove all the impurities from the day. So it's important to talk to your clients about prepping the skin. It's beautiful just to go into step-by-step makeup because people are interested in that, but really it starts with skincare, and we all know that as Jafra consultants. So next step is Longevity Balm, of course, because we definitely need the moisturization under the skin. I'm sure in meeting a lot of different people in your everyday Jafra lives, you can see the dryness from here to there on somebody's skin, like, because you live and breathe the product, so you know the potential that it can have on other people's skin. So it's always important to talk about moisturization, of course. And I think when people think about makeup, they think of it as like a mask, that they can just fix all the things. But if you don't have the proper base, there's no amount of makeup is going to help. So it's super important that we don't miss a step with the Longevity Balm.
Okay, like a tip for me, you use all the time pencils plain for liquids, creams, balm, foundation liquid, all the time put with the plain brushes, because you optimize the product. If you take the product direct to the sponge, you lost product. You don't need to lose product. For the clients, it's okay because they pay again more quickly. But we sell trust. We need to be honest all the time, no? So it's perfect. You're blending. It's so professional, okay? And that's it. Okay, the next step, if you need more humid, because it's very different, the hydration with the humid. Sometimes the clients need more moisture. Moisture, exactly. Because it's a little dry.
Yeah.
So you use just a little pure, like this. I can work with this microphone. Take a little pure. Put it to the back.
And it's okay to use the same foundation brush with the skincare product and the foundation. Because actually, even mixing it just a little bit brings the skincare benefits into the foundation. So it's okay to mix the brush. But of course, we have to remember to clean it afterward.
Putting on the cream right now.
Yep, right now she's putting on the longevity cream. So
Remember,
we started with the balm and we're layering with the cream.
we use maybe 4 or 5 plain brushes.
Right.
Because sometimes you use one liquid with color, like foundation, or the other with the cream. You need to have a lot of brushes.
Yeah.
It's better. No,
And
it's more funny
sometimes,
too.
sometimes you do have those clients where they use the longevity cream and they use the foundation and they're still experiencing dryness. Invite them to mix their foundation with more longevity cream. Okay, and that also brings, again, that moisturization that they need. There are those people that really are experiencing a lot of dryness like that.
So we never forget the UV protection. Even UV protection is indoors and outdoors. Okay, this is very important. If you make up a good makeup, put a little pure of UV protection. Okay. Okay. Don't put it very near to the eyes because some people hurt in the day. Okay. Just in the what is the name here?
Cheeks.
Contour.
Exactly. Not very near to the eyes. Okay, you have another face.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Eyes are very
Next.
sensitive. You guys can see.
Okay. We have 2 primers. We have the primer with color, and the other one it's for
Oil
clean.
free.
Exactly. So, for me, the color is for people who have a redness skin. Okay. Maybe you can mix both. One in the T-zone for dry, and the other one for lose that redness. Okay. But it works together very well. So today we use for the matte. Okay.
For the
So,
matte.
Exactly.
yeah, so this is the matte primer.
The oil.
And why the matte primer? Because she doesn't have a lot of redness naturally in her skin. So the matte primer is gonna be perfect for Jackie in her case. There are those people that have experienced a lot of redness, so the other primer that has a little bit of a tint helps to neutralize that base, so that when you're putting foundation over, that red is not coming through so harsh. There's, of course, in addition to correcting the skin, there's other reasons why we use primer, especially for mature skin, because we need to make sure that the skin, well, not even just the skin tone, but that all the lines and everything like that have that proper primer on top, so that when we put the foundation, it's not creasing into the face. So the primer is absolutely the most important thing, honestly, before eyeshadow, before any kind of foundation. Of course, skincare first, then we want to prime, and then we will layer on top of that.
So it helps our pores to minimize.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Rosalba, that's a good point.
All right.
I like to mix foundations. For me it works better. Okay. Habla un poquito de la combinación de las dos.
Combination of the foundations also is very important. Sometimes, I mean, we all have different type of skin, and it's very hard for, as a makeup artist, I learned that having a light, medium, and dark will help me to mix all the colors. Because sometimes it's like confusing for people. What about this tone and, you know, this person? I cannot match. So you can mix and match. So the great thing is we can do that with Jafra. And I'm gonna test the color. I can test it at the jawline or in the neck.
This is the Royal Foundation.
What color?
Fair.
Which looks good.
You need all the time, for me, if you put one color up in your face, it's better because you look more healthy, more light. Okay? Just one.
One color up.
Yes,
Lighter.
yes, yes, exactly. One shade more. Yeah, this is better too. The other one is better. For me, if you put in your face the Royal Foundation, you receive the benefit because RGX, it's a potential, okay? You receive in your face. If you put it later, other foundation like for mate effect, no, it's better too. You can mix it. But first, you receive the benefit.
So you're saying put the lighter all over and then put a different color in different areas?
It depends because sometimes you have some
Spots?
exactly, or different color. No?
Also too, right now, the trend in complexion is to have a matte finish. But as we know, the matte foundation is not royal jelly, so it doesn't have those skin-caring benefits. It gives you the finish that you want, but not the royal jelly benefits. So what he's saying is you can also mix the formulas.
So
So
you
you
use
can
royal
mix-
jelly first?
You
and
can
then
mix
use
matte foundation and the royal jelly radiance foundation, okay? And that is a good way to upsell as well. If you're wanting to sell the skincare benefits, but you want them to have the finish, you can mix the two together.
And when you say mix, would you use one and then the other, or would you mix it?
You can mix them together and then apply.
Apply it.
For
And
more coverage.
For more coverage as well. Mhm.
Okay, so for that I told you don't use the sponge for the first step because you lose the product. So for the finish, you press your foundation.
It's especially important in mature skin to press the product into the skin. Because you want to make sure that you're filling in the lines and everything like that, because if you're just swiping across, you're not getting the full achieved look that you want with the makeup application.
Another tip is don't over put foundation and mature skin because it makes a lot of crispness. So I been asked from a lot of people is like, I never like to get my makeup done just because they make me look even older. So that's one of the reasons why they don't want to do it because they overdo it. So,
But it's not that the product does that, it's the application. It's a couple of reasons. Of course, it's the application, but then it's the skincare. What is she doing in the skincare that is making the makeup not look as flawless as it should be?
Okay. For the concealer, my favorite product is the CC concealer because it's humid. No, it's better you put a humid product under your eye. It's better. It's more flawless. The skin is better. So we try. We apply the light color with a plain pencil tool, like this. And I have also
Alright, we're gonna step here. We're gonna tap, tap, tap.
CC cream concealer in light color. We use two brushes because this product are used with clients. So you need to do very, very, very clean. You are a consultant. You are a fashion designer. You are many things, but you are a makeup artist too. No?
Yes.
You sell product of color, you sell skincare, you are everything. You can make makeup. Exactly.
The touch,
Tomás?
the touch of the beauty, right? We need a skincare and also makeup.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about
Yes.
concealer? If you have any darkness, any circles?
We have a best product, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you wanna go light if you're, will the
First,
light bring
you
forward?
first we need to start when you have a very dark circles with the. See?
And her case, she have beautiful skin.
With the dark palette. The orange is perfect for that. You take the orange in the dark circle because the orange level the dark circle. And then you put the foundation. It erase. the thing.
Wow.
Yes, this product is amazing. But this is other thing for other day. Okay?
I have very dark circles.
Exactly.
Lucy, can you put Rosa?
See? What is coming?
Rosa come. So just one eye,
Yes.
so they can see the difference between dark and not dark.
No, me quedé.
In the meantime, I will
Aquí,
feel.
Porque es muy chaparrito aquí. Aquí, mami. No, tú divina. Close. Sí. Open. Sorry. Sí, the ceiling, exactly.
Soil they try.
Look,
It's gonna be crazy when it's dry.
I put the orange.
So here with Jackie is very important to seal the product because it creates creases in your eyes. So you want to apply it and also tap, tap, tap.
Ven, Rosa. Ven, Rosa. Here.
Pero en un ojo sí ya no te va a poner.
Ya le tapé los ojos.
Ya destapaste los ojos.
Are you patting makeup on now?
Yes.
Over the orange.
Okay, so next what we're doing on Jackie is all the work that we did to prep the skin, with the skincare prep, with the foundation prep, with the concealer prep. Now we need to lock all the work we've done to this point, we need to lock it in place. And for that, we're going to use the translucent matte powder from Royal. Okay? So if you notice, Rosalba is rolling the brush into the product, and she's pressing the product into the skin. Again, the pressing is super, super important at any age, because we need to make sure that we're not moving everything that we just finished doing.
Exactly, very important. Sometimes if you go hard, then you move the product and you don't wanna do that. You just wanna tap and not move, you already done. Also, a lot of people is scared to try this product. Why? Because they think that it's gonna just leave you white. What, no, it's made for you, for any type of skin. It's just translucent. That's why it's beautiful.
Two trademarks have the formula only. In the normal stores, Laura Mercier have one.
What?
The Laura Mercier have one, and Jafra have the other one. But Laura Mercier no have something.
RGX.
RGX, exactly. You can sleep with this product. Because you can see the benefit. With the other one, you die. This is like this is only for here. Okay?
Okay, so now her skin is a beautiful blank canvas for us now to just give a little bit of life. We're not gonna do too much because she doesn't need too much. She already has beautiful, flawless skin. So now Lucy and Rosalba are gonna go on to the eyes.
Okay. Wait, mi Rosa. Wait, mi baby.
I'll wait for you.
Rosa.
Oh, there's another Rosa here.
For her. Wait, con ella.
Todavía no.
We use the golden music, okay?
Todavía no acabado.
Yeah,
A
Rosa,
ver,
yes.
déjame acá.
Sí, qué vergüenza que no lo vendemos. No me he visto.
Se te borraron.
¿Sabe cuántas cosas me pongo y nada se cubre y teniendo producto ahí?
The orange and your foundation.
Oh my goodness.
You disappeared. Did you stop?
My dark spots. Just the orange
And then the
and the
makeup.
foundation on top.
Oh my goodness. You look younger. Yeah, and rested and radiant. I have to do it.
I know.
Okay, so we're actually going to prep the base of the eye with the imperfection corrector. Rosalba, can you raise the product so they know which one we're talking about?
What is
Okay,
that?
so not only is this a great product to eliminate or cancel imperfections on the skin, but we're also using it as an eye base right now. So she's taking the lilac color of the product and she is neutralizing the base. If you ever notice sometimes when you put on your foundation, your eyelids even look a different color than the rest of your skin? Because the eyelids on the skin on your eyelids are super, super thin. So almost transparent even. So it doesn't matter how much foundation you put there. Actually, you don't want to put a lot of foundation there because it'll clump. That is super important why you need an eye primer. Okay, so in this case, we're using the lilac color from the imperfection corrector. The lilac color in general will also help to neutralize that transparency from the eyelids.
Can I ask a quick question about the
Yes.
eye?
Mhm.
What do you suggest for not dark circles but puffiness?
Okay, you need to use the balm, the A balm. This is perfect.
Eye balm.
If you mix with the foundation too, you don't have a problem.
Oh,
Okay? So if you put in the refrigerator too, it's amazing, huh? In the morning. Yes.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Yes, put it in the refrigerator. Actually, all of your skincare is best used cold. And then we also have the cooling wand as well that you can definitely pair with the eye cream. And with that, not only are you cooling the area to help depuff, but you're helping to massage that product very gently again, because the skin around your eye is so thin.
Actually, I'm gonna finish that.
Okay.
Once we apply the base, I already sealed the product. Now I'm gonna start working with our eyeshadow.
And which color are you gonna use first, Rosalba?
I'm gonna use the light color, which is, let's see. So,
Which one are you using? Which?
Just point to it, you can just.
This is golden
Golden
news.
Rose.
Golden news.
this one over here.
Remember, this product have a lot of pigment. Okay?
So tap, tap.
So exactly.
So we don't want powder here. We don't wanna, you don't wanna mess what you already have done nicely.
Yeah, sometimes we tend to, when we're putting on makeup, dip the brush in there and straight to the face.
Yes.
If you have accident, because sometimes accident, no? Take a Q-tip and mix it with water, a little bit, and roller, okay? Disappear. Holy water.
So Rosalba, tell us a little bit why you're putting the color where on her lip.
I choose this color because I wanna give her a light in her eye. And, I love the way her eyes are big, so light for me, it gives you more, a look of a very,
Okay.
open. And now I'm gonna move to the dark.
Show them which color.
This color.
What, is that the brown?
Yeah, so she's taking
And I'm
the,
going to
the brown
start
color
it
from the
in
top.
the crease. Tap, tap, remember?
when you start to get into the darker colors in the eyeshadow palettes, this is where you kind of have to be a little bit more precise than just rubbing it everywhere. Because we want to concentrate the darker color into the crease. That gives the illusion that your eyes are more open than what they are.
Vas a usar una pestaña así.
Sí.
Te voy a pasar una chiquita para que.
Also, if you have a client, similar, I even have this problem, I have hooded eyes. If you apply makeup and you open your eyes and it's not there, it's because you have no lids like me. So you have to bring that product higher than you would. In fact, when I put on eyeshadow, I do it with my eyes open so that I can see where that product's going. Because I'll do all the work in my crease and I'll open my eyes and it's not there. So even just those little tips on application will really, really help your clients when they take the product home for themselves.
Okay.
And blend, very important to blend and add as much as you want. But today we're doing a natural for her. She looks amazing. Curl eyelash. Very important this step to curl the eyelash. Why? Because sometimes we put our fake eyelashes and, one's in here, the other one's in here. So basically, you're looking to the side and they're like, what's going on there, right? You wanna avoid that. And it's important to ask your client to open the eye and just to make sure we grab all the eyelash and ask them, can I press? You good? Okay. I don't wanna grab her skin. Open a little bit more. Nice. Good. Let's just,
Okay.
that's what
The rule is apply the Royal Mascara because you receive the benefit first. To this side. Okay. Y luego aplicar la pestaña.
and you know, she got beautiful eyes.
Do you do
The
the
glue.
eyes before you do blush?
Pardon me?
Do you recommend doing eyes before blush?
Yes, because if you have a problem, erase with the micellar water and Q-tip.
No, I meant before you put color on your cheeks.
Right.
To the end.
Right, so what he's saying
Yes.
is that if you do blush first and then you do your eyes and you have fallout where it's landing here, then you have to go back and erase and you've already
Okay, I get it.
put your blush, yeah.
Toma y
The other thing is that I wanna say about color, and which is the mission, or one of my missions next year in educating more about the product, is that there is no right or wrong way. So even though we just said to do the eyes first before the blush, Sally, there's no right or wrong way. It's just a tip. Everybody does it differently, but it's okay. The thing that we want to do with color, and specifically for Jafra and as Jafra consultants, is to take that fear out that you can't use makeup, or that you shouldn't sell it, or that you don't know enough about it, or whatever that is.
So, they're doing the eyes, so you do the eyebrows after the eyes? Or do you do eyebrows first?
You can. It honestly is just a personal preference.
I have one other question.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm liking this one.
Yes.
If you don't have a blonde pencil anymore, what color would you use for your eyebrows?
With the wood one,
The wood.
con los de madera,
Sí, pero no, ya
es
no
más,
tenemos
pero tenemos el plano. De los de pot, no,
no.
de los de wood one.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. It depends on how blonde the person is. Also, the misconception is that our brows have to match our hair, but that's not the case, because even naturally for you, your brows don't match your hair, right? So you can go as light as a lighter brown. Of course, a darker, blacker color wouldn't be okay, but even if it's not blonde, you can use the light brown and it would still be okay. The key to eyebrows is that sparingly, you want to build up. So it's not like a marker application, but versus a really light feathered application. Even if it's a darker color than you're used to, as long as you have that pencil sharpened really well and you're doing it in light strokes, you don't need a lot. But I think that, again, using what we have is still going to be great, because you don't want it to be light. There has to be a little bit of contrast.
We have a perfect example here in the audience. If you look at Jackie Alves, and Uzi did her makeup earlier,
Oh, yeah.
but I see that.
Only setup because Jackie, she
Yes.
make, you know Jackie.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I
She's
always
artist.
see her Instagram posts and everything. I mean, her eyebrows always look stunning. But you
Yes.
can see that it's not the blonde, it's actually like a light brown.
So our
Exactly.
lightest brown in the pencils is called deep brown, which is very confusing by
Yes.
the
Yeah.
But I've tried every single one.
This one you say, the wood one?
The pencil called Deep Brown is our lightest of our browns now that blonde is gone. You wouldn't think so because of the name, perfect. But if you sharpen it just like Andrea, I always pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. Just like she said, you can feather it in really light because that's our lightest option now. So that's what we learned to use, and so that's what I've learned. And mixing it with the brown powder that she's using in the Golden Muse palette lightens it up really soft, so that you guys we can be okay till we get a different eyebrow product.
Girls, you have the nudes too. You have the Firenze. You have many colors. Put the wood pencil and blending with the powder.
Okay.
Remember, the trios is wet and dry.
How do you apply the powder? ¿Cómo lo aplica?
This one.
Pero ¿cómo se aplica?
Later. If you use the wood one and with a pencil,
Okay,
you press
okay.
So the
like
brush,
this. Look the eyebrows of Janet. I make in the morning. No.
so when you apply powder to your eyebrows, in our current brush set, this is what this product is for. It has that small angled brush here with the spoolie. So always you want to use the spoolie to comb out those brows, because you'll be surprised, they get tangled too,
Yes.
depending how you sleep. So you wanna make sure you comb up the brows, and then you're gonna take this small angled brush, and you're just gonna dip it into the desired color. And then this is how you're going to apply the powder into your brows.
I recommend for the glue, you know, the glue is no parabens, no latex, okay? Because many women, it's allergic to the glue. So you need to go to Babe, one glue, no latex. This is perfect for what